Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for joining us today. I am Louisa here to keep you informed and entertained. 早上你好，欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新最有趣的新闻。And their hometown torn apart, left with destructions and ruins for the residents to clean up. Emergency workers are still hunting for survivors in a small town of southeastern Brazil, while hope remains slim of finding anyone alive. 南半球的 Brazil 现在进入雨季，但是豪雨却在东南部的地区引发水灾跟土石流，造成许多人丧生。
Rescue workers search for at least 18 people still missing in a landslide in the Brazilian town of Sapucaia. The death toll has risen to 13 as more bodies were found. Officials had warned those living in hillside communities or near rivers to leave their homes, but most have refused. One man said he only wanted to bury his loved ones.
There's nothing to say. Nothing to say. We only need to ask God for them and to find them and to put an end to our suffering.
Volunteers work in the town's small cemetery to help build new tombs for the victims. Heavy rains have hit several regions of the South American country since the beginning of the year. At least 27 people have died and thousands have been forced to leave their homes. Brazil's president announced on Monday the creation of a permanent national task force to help prevent and tackle floods and landslides. More heavy showers are expected in the states of Minas Gerais, Rio de Janeiro and Espírito Santo this week.
And despite rescue efforts from nearby ships, 3 crew members are believed to have died after a blaze raged through a South Korean fishing vessel near Antarctica. Out of the 37 rescued, 7 suffer from burn injuries. South Korea 有一艘渔船在南极附近被暴风雪击袭，船上有37个人被救出来，但是失踪的3个人恐怕已经死亡。
The unforgiving waters around Antarctica. 3 ships have encountered trouble here in the past 13 months. The latest is the Jongwoo 2. The South Korean vessel caught fire and its crew of 40 issued a distress call from the Southern Ocean near the Antarctic ice shelf. A New Zealand search and rescue officer says most were rescued, but several are still missing and hopes of finding them alive are slim.
40 people on board. 3 are unaccounted for. We think they probably died in the fire. A further 2 are severely burned. And a few others, maybe 5 or 6, have received lighter burn injuries.
In December 2010, another South Korean ship sank in the area, resulting in 22 fatalities.
And now to other news. How about having the convenience of being able to use a keyboard without having to carry on with you? Now follow the next story to find out how you can be the coolest kid in town. South Korea 出现了一种投影在平面上的 keyboard， 可以装在手机或平板电脑上，对需要打字的人来说非常的方便。
It's the keyboard for those who have no keyboard but want one. All that's required is a flat surface, and the Magic Cube does the rest. Developed by South Korean company Celluon, the Magic Cube connects to a smartphone or tablet PC via Bluetooth, while projecting a full-sized, laser-generated keyboard onto a table. The keyboard itself is merely a map for the fingers to follow. Each keystroke is detected by an inbuilt optical sensor and a microprocessor that translates individual finger positions into characters on the screen. Celluon's Jason Koo says the Magic Cube is a logical step forward in computer technology.
Smartphone devices are too small for the real keyboard. Celluon's unique technology enables a virtual keyboard when there's a flat surface, which can function the same way as real keyboards.
Koo says the cube accurately translates 99 keystrokes out of 100, even when used on a wall. The company plans to develop a much smaller version that can be integrated with any smartphone.
If this is achieved, we can dramatically improve on the current smartphone's inconvenient typing function.
And that, says Koo, means the days of thumb typing may soon be over.
And now turning to entertainment news, Hollywood A-list power couple Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie went home with smiles on their faces, with Pitt bagging the Best Actor honor for his performances in his recent flicks at the New York Film Critics Circle Awards. 演技获肯定的 Brad Pitt 以《魔球》与《永生树》两部电影里的表现，得到了今年影评人协会最佳男主角奖。 Brad Pitt has added another trophy to his huge collection of awards by scooping the coveted Best Actor prize at the New York Film Critics Circle Awards in the Big Apple for his roles in two separate films, sports drama Moneyball and drama The Tree of Life.
Well, they were both labors of love, and they were both films that had a difficult time starting, getting done. I mean, they're both complex material and unconventional stories, and so it's a real coup for us to get them together.
And Angelina Jolie, who has been shifting her attention to her family, can't help feeling proud of her longtime partner.
I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of the films he does. Not, the film speaks for itself, and whether it gets awarded or not is not the point ever. It's always, I'm proud when I see a finished product and I know how hard he works. So.
The director of The Artist, Michelle Hazanavicius, and actress Meryl Streep were among the other shining stars of the night. Hazanavicius was named the Best Director, while the black and white silent film was also awarded for Best Picture. Meryl Streep won the Best Actress award for her portrayal of British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady. And what's more in your face than making a film about the market meltdown of 2008? The latest drama, Margin Call, gives us an idea of what may have happened behind closed doors and the decisions that led to the financial collapse altogether. 电影《Margin Call》去年在美国上映之后，现在终于在英国进行首映。演员 Jeremy Irons 和 Paul Bettany 都出席了活动，谈谈这部讲2008金融海啸的电影。
Mr. Dale. With the financial turmoil of 2008 still a vivid memory for many people, and the European debt crisis ringing in our ears, Wall Street seems to have provided plenty of inspiration for financial thrillers. The latest edition of this genre is Margin Call, directed by J.C. Chandler and starred by Hollywood heavyweights including Demi Moore, Kevin Spacey, Stanley Tucci, and Simon Baker. Actors Jeremy Irons, who plays the firm's CEO, and Paul Bettany, who plays a senior salesman called Will Emerson, both attended the film's UK premiere in London earlier this week, just ahead of its nationwide opening tomorrow. Margin Call tells the story of a group of key people at an investment bank over a course of 24 hours prior to the 2008 meltdown. An entry-level analyst, Peter Sullivan, played by Zachary Quinto, unlocks information that could lead to the downfall of the firm, while struggling in a series of financial and moral decisions that could bring all people involved to the brink of a disaster.
Today, you're selling something that you know has no value.
With a star-studded cast and positive reviews from critics, the film had a successful opening in the U.S., grossing around $10.3 million worldwide so far. Paul Bettany said that the film not only provides a stark and authentic portrayal of the financial industry, but also shows the human side of those working at the firm.
I know some people that work in the finance industry, and who have seen the film and say that it's the most realistic version that they have seen of their world. They recognize their world much more in this movie than they have in others. One of the sort of confounding things is when you meet these people and they're just people, and they're human, and they have wives and children and mortgages, and they're not twisted and evil, and that's confounding, but also edifying, I think.
While the public blames traders for the financial crisis, Bettany believes that tighter regulations needed for banks.
Systemic problem, it's churlish to ask a investment banker not to be greedy. That's his job. But there probably should be more regulation.
As the Occupy movements in New York and London continue, the film, which has been in the making since 2009, still feels timely and relevant.
It usually does. I do think it's interesting. This film was, is about the crash of 2008 and seems just as appropriate today as it was, for that time. I think that our culture is we tend to sort of define how successful our life is by our ability to purchase things and not how happy we are in our lives, and that's a sad state of affairs.
You're a very important piece of this puzzle. Are you in on this?
I can't.
And that's it for today's edition. I am Louisa Lee, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Meanwhile, stay with CTS for the latest weather update and for more top stories.